Rapid Solicitors, sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Accident compensation and medical negligence claims.
Hello and welcome to the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show here on Sky Sports. This week we're at the home of Torvill and Dean, but we're not here for any dancing. No, we're here for the second leg of the Challenge Cup final.
Yes, the first silverware of the season will be presented this evening, but the Nottingham Panthers lead the Belfast Giants by 5-1 at the end of the first leg. Is it all over? Don't bet on it.
Hello and welcome along. Plenty to get through in tonight's show, and I'm joined as always by Dave Simms helping us talk through all the action. But before that, let's have a look at the first leg of the final. It was played last week in Belfast.
It was a surprising result that few predicted. We'll be speaking to Belfast coach Doug Christensen in a few minutes' time to get his thoughts on the return leg. But for now, here are the goals and Chris Ellis.
Belfast went into the first leg as firm favourites, 12-game winning streak going into this one, but Nottingham went ahead, Ryanen setting up Benedict's only goal of the period, coming after 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Nottingham were quite physical as well. You'll see a hit here right by Guy Lepine. Big hit showing his force. Nottingham, though, underdogs, as I say, only one win in 5 meetings. Belfast 4-1 in the league so far. Nottingham got their second, Danny Myers with good work, and eventually Brock Wilson following up the rebound, so it was 2-0 Nottingham. Would you believe 13 seconds later, Gordon shot on net, it's in the crease, and Matt Francis scores. So Nottingham leading by 3-0. It's all going their way. Then Beauregard steps out from behind the net, and perseverance there. 1:57 into the final session. It's 4-0 Nottingham. They've got one hand on the cup already. But Rebeck coming forward, right-hand side, and the goal there by Jeff Mason. So maybe Belfast coming back into it. But look, Myers face-off win, one-timer from Clark. That's in the final second. What a finish to the first leg of the cup final. Belfast 1, Nottingham 5.
Well, Dave, it's pretty much game over, isn't it, after that result in Belfast?
I think you would probably like to think that if you're a Nottingham Panthers fan. I think maybe most Belfast Giants fans will think that as well. Not only have Belfast got to come into a building and win by 4 goals, they've got to come into this building, the NIC in Nottingham, the home of the most offensively gifted team in the league. So you've got to find a way to beat the Nottingham Panthers by 4 goals, and the only way they can do that is just one period at a time, just chip away at it.
What do you think is going to go through the Belfast Giants' minds in the changing room at the moment? Do you think they're thinking, why have we even bothered turning up?
I think right now, before the game, no, I don't think they'll think that. I'm sure they've had those thoughts in days and weeks that have preceded tonight, but right now they're thinking, let's cause an upset. Let's upset 6,000 people that are going to be in this building expecting the parade, if you like, for the Nottingham Panthers. So they'll stay interested in this game, but if they're perhaps 1 or 2 down at the end of the first period, they'll be thinking, what time's that flight in the morning?
What about the Panthers as well? They've got to be feeling pretty confident, well, more than confident, in fact.
I would imagine they've got the T-shirts and the caps already printed, and maybe that's their...
No. Danny Myers is very much about jinxing things.
Well, you know what? I think the only team that can beat the Nottingham Panthers tonight are the Nottingham Panthers, but I don't even think they will take it that easily. I'm sure Corey Nelson and Rick Strachan, they had a team meeting this morning when they were talking about just staying focused, staying in the game and trying to beat the Belfast Giants. They haven't beaten Belfast here at the NIC all season. Anyway, that's what we think. What does Danny Myers think, the Nottingham Panthers captain? Well, a few moments ago, I caught up with him. Danny, after the first leg, surely it's all over.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? It'd be nice if we could just go out there and have a stroll in the park. Unfortunately, Belfast got an exceptional record in our rink this year. Their road record is incredible, and I wish it was going to be a walk in the park tonight, but I very much doubt it will be.
I came here tonight thinking no pressure on Nottingham, but actually there's no pressure on Belfast. They can just enjoy it, perhaps take a few more risks than normal and just roll the dice with you guys.
Yeah, it's kind of a bizarre game, isn't it? I mean, 5-1 up, I think everyone's thinking that the game's over and that the tie's over and the cup's ours. And, you know, in retrospect, it probably should be. But as you say, I think Belfast are going to come here feeling pretty loose. They've obviously got a big weekend next weekend. They're on the back of another 4-point weekend. And it's a little nervy, to be honest with you. It's a funny lead, 5-1. I know that sounds a little crazy, but you still want to be on the ball and stuff like that. And for tonight, what we've basically said is we want to beat Belfast this year at home. We haven't done it this year, and there's every chance we could meet them in the playoff final four here. So we want to make sure we can beat them in our rink.
Yeah, again, I expected you to be a very loose team when I stood here tonight, but actually you do seem very focused and very ready for the job.
We are, and yeah, I don't want to curse us, but you know, we had our meeting this morning. You kind of feel from the guys that everybody knows that it's not over, and we feel that if we can outwork them, then we should be able to get the job done, and that's going to be our first and foremost, to outwork these guys, because they're a very fast team. They finish their hits well. They're an excellent team, Belfast, and any little thing that they'll pick up and that they can cost us a few goals there, and there's no doubt that the old cliche of the first goal is going to be huge, and that first period is going to be massive for us.
What is it about this competition that the Nottingham Panthers love so much and you do so well? I think you get to keep it tonight, don't you, if you win it?
I'd like to think so, yeah. I mean, it'd be great. I mean, someone said to me the other day, "Are you tired of winning this?" And I was, "Are you serious?" Of course not. I first came to Nottingham 6 seasons ago, and before that they hadn't won the playoffs in 18 years. They'd never won back-to-back trophies, and in the last 6 seasons we've won 6 trophies, and we'll continue to try and win this cup and the playoffs and of course the league. And we're going for a great successful period right now in Nottingham, and I'm really proud to be part of the team and the present teammates and my former teammates. And on a night like this, you've got Jeff Harimu, who's gone home, and he was a massive part of our team. And he should be here, Jeff. He should be on the ice with us, and he's not. And you cherish these moments because you just don't know when they're going to come back again.
Okay, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
A very calm and reflective Danny Myers there talking to Dave. Time now for a bit of league action. Here's Chris Ellis.
Cardiff seem to have 4th place nailed on. Coventry, they may well pit Braehead to 5th. So this could be a playoff quarter-final matchup. Power play in the first session. Van der Beeken and Pearce involved. Kenton Smith with the goal at 6 minutes and 15 seconds. But Coventry are on a good run of form at the moment. They certainly seem to have turned the corner. Greg Owen in the right corner. Then Král, the former Newcastle man, steps out into the right circle. We're level at 1-1, 16 minutes and 1 second into the game. This really lifted Coventry, and now Král turns provider. The final touch coming in at the back door from Robert Farmer. 27:04 on the clock. And Coventry were leading by 2-1. Bit of action in the corner here. Surprise, surprise, Chris Frank involved. He gets 2+10 for checking to the head. There's a melee, Jurnick goes in, and he's given a game misconduct for 3rd man in. All sorts going on. No surprise the names mentioned getting the big major penalties. So 2-1 Coventry at this stage. But then Matska, look at this, great work to keep the puck in the zone, and what a special moment for Adam Harding to score his first goal for the club. 2-2, we're level, and we're going to overtime. And this is a goal made in Britain. Hill and Richardson combining, and the final man to get the touch is Stuart McRae, an overtime goal. Final score, Cardiff 3, Coventry 2. These two sides are getting to know each other at the moment. This was the 3rd meeting in 14 days. Braehead had won the other 2 by a single goal, and they took the lead in the first session at the Sheffield Arena. A fumble by John De Caro, Lee Mitchell scoring at 4:53, and maybe the visitors could have another win over the Steelers. But what an immediate response. You can almost count them. 10 seconds have passed. Liesda's involved, but the shot there comes in from Tom Squires. A fumble again, and we're level at 1-1. Only 10 seconds had elapsed. But Braehead kept going, and you look now, who's one-on-one? It's Jade Galbraith. He's going to score. Not a trademark backhand shelf. We didn't have time. But the leading point scorer made it 2-1, and it was suddenly Braehead in front again at 24:04. Now, a man playing in his 300th competitive Elite League game was to get the leveller, Jeff Legui there. Also Adam Walker for the Clan. He notched up 300 appearances in this game too. So we're level at 2-2, and Sheffield Steelers had got back into the game. Braehead, led by Jay Galbraith, tried to get another goal, but this is a breakdown and a breakaway by the Sheffield Steelers' right-hand side. Into the offensive zone they come, a delayed penalty goal, and it was Jonathan Phillips who scored, and it was suddenly 3-2 at 32:07. And 51 seconds later, the Sheffield Steelers were celebrating once more. Stevenson's shot tipped in by Colt King. So it's 4-2, and the Sheffield Steelers, for the first time in the game, had some breathing space. But Braehead pushed in the third period. They were looking to get back into the game, still trying to jostle for position themselves. Of course, the Steelers have their eye on a much bigger prize at the top of the table. But Jonathan Phillips there scored, and he scored his second of the game at 37-35. Well set up there, and Sheffield were nearly home and dry. Only one goal in the final session, and it was a blast from the blue line. Luke Fulgham, a crisp drive there, and the power play strike at 56-24, rounding off the scoring. Final score, Sheffield Steelers 6, Braehead Clan 2. It was an emotional night in Fife. The Flyers playing their first home game since player coach Todd Dutiam lost his wife Kelly. In front of a big crowd at the Fife Arena, the Dundee Stars, the visitors, went ahead, a giveaway and then a rebound, and it was Jarrett Conkle, 3 minutes and 40 seconds in, to give Dundee, chasing a playoff spot, the lead. Fife coming forward here, but once more it's a turnover, a good pickup for the Stars. In the new year, Mark Kalana scores 32-49. It's 2-0 to Dundee. They have the good advantage. Stewart coming forward, right-hand side, so often at the heart of what Fife do. No way through there. Bit of feistiness in front of the net. Players from both sides getting involved, and it did set the tone because there was no real fight there. No one dropping the gloves, but once more, the Flyers having a chance on net. Netminder goes down and makes the save. Chris Whitley on the way to a shutout, a 26-shot shutout. And then it's Gunn and McGough dropping the gloves. The pair of them go at it. This is a good fight. Both trying to get their rights away and connecting as well. Eventually they go down, but both players can be happy with their battle. The final score at the bottom of the table, 5-0, Dundee 2.
An emotional win there for the Dundee Stars against the Fife Flyers, and a comfortable win for the Sheffield Steelers. Time now to get a bit more action for you. Here's Chris.
Nottingham looking to bounce back after last Thursday's 8-3 defeat in Dundee, and Hull, well, they were trying to end a run of 6 straight defeats against Nottingham this season. Beauregard going close there in the first session. But when Campbell had the puck stolen off him by Myers, David Clark put Rhett Gordon clear right-hand side. That's going to be a power play to Nottingham. McCluskey going to the box, so the Panthers go on the power play and have the first good chance with the extra man advantage. There's plenty of good movement by Nottingham. You don't see it there, but the shot comes in from the blue line, and the final touch is from Matthew Myers. The assist going to Wilson and Benedict. That was 1-0. It became 2-0 when Francis stepped out from behind the net, 34-43. So 2-0 Nottingham, and they're in control. But nice bounce for Silverthorne, left-hand side, backhand finish past Kowalski. It's 2-1. It's a one-goal game, and the Hull Stingrays fans and their players very much believe they can get back into the game. But Beauregard scored a third, a 39th goal of the season for him, and Rhett Gordon got Nottingham's fourth to complete the scoring at 43-16. Final score, Hull Stingrays 1, Nottingham 4. Belfast Giants just keep on winning. They are so close to a league title. Edinburgh need to start winning to get their playoff bid back on track. Here they went ahead, Safar and Mackenzie setting up player coach Richard Hartman for a 17th goal of the season. Belfast needed only 3 minutes to get back into the game. Rebeck and Lloyd setting up Keith, an 11th goal of the year for him, and it was 2 power play goals in the first session. To period 2 then, and Belfast started to look the stronger of the two sides. Give away by Edinburgh. Walton sets up Rebeck, a 13th of the year for him. So it's 2-1. And then Pele, look at this. Good work on the right-hand side. He's very strong to come away from Hamzel. The other assist going to Garside. Hoffman with the final touch. What a pickup he was around transfer deadline day. A 5th goal of the season. Things got a bit nasty here. There's a big hit on the boards. Petrina to go. 2+10 for checking from behind. So he was to sit for 12 minutes. Then there was a bit more going on. Aaron Clark was incensed by what he saw. He was trying to get through to Petrina there. Sladdock involved as well. But the linesman, Gordon Peary and Reb Karen, well, they get involved just to quieten things down. So in the third session, the Caps needed to make a good start to get back into the game. They finally got a goal again at 9:18 into period 3. McKenzie, named in the GB squad, the preliminary squad. He made it 3-2. So then you're thinking, maybe it's game on. But they hadn't reckoned with quick fire Belfast. First of all, Walton, a 5th goal of the season. It's 4-1. Then Garside and Rebeck, they combine. And who's there? Johnny on the spot, John Pele, a 22nd goal of the year. Just over a minute after that first goal. And then coming away, Peacock, he sets up Dowd, a 34th of the year. It's 3 goals in 128 seconds. What a moment for the Belfast Giants. What a few moments. Still time for one more goal. Safar, a 2nd goal of the year for his club. But that's the end of the scoring, and the Giants march on. Edinburgh 3, Belfast 6.
So that's all the action from part 1. Plenty more coming your way, all from the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League.
Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports.
Hello and welcome back to the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show this week from the Challenge Cup final in Nottingham. Now we'll be hearing from Doug Christensen in just a few moments' time, but first let's get Sunday's Elite League action. Here's Chris Ellis.
It's must-win all games for the Steelers at the moment, and it was no different when the Cardiff Devils came to town. They themselves, well, guess they've got points to prove. I don't think they'll want the Steelers winning the title after they were pipped to that title last season by the Steelers. So Sheffield, of course, looking to win it for a 2nd season in a row. The Devils dominated the first period. They outshot the home side by 12-4, but there were no goals. So into the second, and a mistake in the defence. And Ryan Finnerty stole the puck for 1-0 at 22:04. The player coach so often leads by example for his side, and he did there to get the first goal of the night. Now Sheffield coming forward here with Ramsey, and you can see Le Gouy trying to get the puck to them. Amazingly, at this point, Cardiff are on the power play, and they start to break forward the other way. But Pierce loses possession of the puck. It's turned over, and when the defenseman loses it too, it's a 2-on-0 break. It's Le Gouy. Nice pass at the last moment to Ramsey, and Ramsey scores at 31:19. It was a clever play from Le Gouy, and selfish. He could have got himself, but look, and he just waits as well to the last moment, and Ramsey scores. It's worth seeing one more time. 2-0 Steelers, and those fans know that Belfast at this stage certainly are catchable. Things got better for the Sheffield Steelers in the third period, and they were patient as Burnstill came forward. That's a pass from Le Gouy, and that's a goal from Ramsey. Once again, Le Gouy and Ramsey combining. The two of them have had a terrific season. Ramsey there scoring his 28th goal of the season, or down to Le Gouy once more, who must be in line to get Elite League Player of the Year. Devils had plenty of shots in the game, in fact 45, but they weren't to get a goal at this stage. But then came a tussle. Hewitt, he's lost his old sparring partner now for a while, hasn't he? Bruce Richardson. He decided to go with Scott Matsker, the two of them pairing off. Hewitt getting the better of the early exchanges, then a bit of holding on. And then Matsker decides to try and come over the top with his right hand. Got a few punches there. The two of them were to sit for 5 minutes in the second session. Neither of them looked really hurt. And who was to have the last laugh? Well, watch. Coming forward, the Sheffield Steelers are in droves. Phillips and Fulgham. It is Hewitt himself. He has a fight. He gets a goal as well. And that's the icing on the cake for the Sheffield Steelers. They've got 2 big games to come now against the Belfast Giants. And they went into it with 2 home wins on last weekend. Final score in front of an impressive home crowd. The Sheffield Steelers 4, the Cardiff Devils 0. 5 Flyers went into the Sky Dome looking to end a run of 12 straight defeats. The first goal of the night went Coventry's way. Shea Guthrie signed a contract now for next season with the Coventry Blaze. 1-0 Coventry at 10:24. Things got better still in the first session. Watch this move. Lovely finish from Owen Fussey. That's 2-0 at 16:11. But the 5 Flyers went on a power play, a nice movement, tic-tac-toe really. Tom's Hart Manis pulls one back at 17:37. That wasn't the end of the scoring though. Jonathan Weaver not scored many this season, but in the slot there, neat control, neat move. So that's 3-1 at the end of the first session. Now, Coventry was strong in the second session, and 2 goals in the opening minute really killed this game off. McLean, first of all, feeding Krall. That made it 4-1, just 32 seconds gone in that second session. And then 16 seconds later, Robert Farmer in off the pipes. And very much the Coventry Blaze are on top in this game. He celebrates by lying flat on the floor. Now, 5 coming forward once more, but possession is stolen off them by Krall. And the man to score was Guthrie, so 6-1 ahead at 23:13. It really was turning into one-way traffic. 1 goal for Coventry in the third session. McLean wraps up a convincing win, a 3rd straight home win. Coventry 7, 5-1.
More highlights to come, but as you can see, I'm joined by Belfast Giants head coach Doug Christensen. And Doug, I would imagine for you a very awkward feeling how you come into this game. You're 5-1 down. What is it you tell you guys?
Work hard, have fun, take your best chance. We've come a long way in this competition. Unfortunately, we put ourselves in a big hole, but we've got nothing to lose at this minute. We're down 5-1 in this competition. This is a tough road game for us, and our big thing this week is to make sure that we're playing our best hockey. And if we do that tonight, we'll let the chips fall where they may.
Week after week, coach, you say to me, period by period, game by game. I guess this is a period by period game, isn't it? You have to win that first period to get your team going.
I think even more so tonight than it is in most games. You know, most games, if you're down 2-0, you're very much still in the game. If we're down 2-0 after 1, it's going to be a long night for us. So for us, we need to make sure that we get a lead in the first period, and then anything can happen. We just want to get that snowball started and then start to have it build.
Is there any kind of look ahead to Friday night with all the attention that's building for that, or is tonight really just about what you can do against Nottingham?
I think we're actually lucky to have a game in the middle of the week. We don't have to answer all the questions about Sheffield and this weekend. We get to focus solely on Nottingham, deal with Sheffield tomorrow, which is great. But this is a great opportunity for us to find out exactly how good we are, because we learned a lesson last week on what it's like to play championship hockey, and we're going to be playing a lot of it in the next month.
I'm just going to say, do you have to almost play a little bit like Nottingham tonight? Be more offensive than you normally are, fly guys, take more risks than perhaps a Belfast team would generally take?
We're probably going to be a little bit sexier than normal, but we'll do our best out there to try to get a couple goals and draw ourselves back into the game.
Sexy Christensen hockey, you got to love it. Thanks, Doug. Good luck.
Thanks.
Interesting stuff there from Doug Christensen. The Belfast Giants certainly do have a mountain to climb tonight. But before we see that, we've got some more league action for you now. Here's Chris Ellis.
Dundee went into this one on the back of wins over Nottingham and Fife. How would they fare against the Brayhead clan? And a man who this week signed a new contract to be player coach next season, Brent Hughes. He gives his side the lead at 14-50. The game was feisty throughout, bits of push and shove. Jake Galbraith involved here, and Lee Mitchell and then he gets a pushback from Brennan Turner, former teammates of course, before the trade, just before the deadline. Now Mark Kalanis has been a great pickup for all the Dundee Stars, and here he's heavily involved in the power play. Just steps out from behind, finds the gap, it's 2-0. Kalanis has given the Stars some breathing space. It got better, still in the second session, 36-29. John Dolan there with the final touch, 3-0 Dundee. That was the end of the scoring. Braehead did try, and they did try in the third session to get back into it, but Chris Whitley was on his way to a huge shutout, a 50-shot shutout. Dundee 3, Braehead 0.
So a vital win there for the Dundee Stars that takes them into that all-important 8th playoff spot.
Time for a break, but when we come back, it's the 2012 Challenge Cup final second leg between the Nottingham Panthers and the Belfast Giants.
Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports.
Hello and welcome back to the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show here on Sky Sports. Now there are plenty of people buzzing around here at the NIC, which can mean only one thing: not long until face-off. And I do believe Mr. Simms is amongst all this lot, probably getting accosted by some Nottingham fans. Let's hope.
Thanks, Anna. As you can see, I'm here in the concourse of the NIC in Nottingham ahead of tonight's final. I'm joined by Stu, who's supporting the Nottingham Panthers, and Ricky here, who's flown in cheering on the Belfast Giants. Stu, it's all over. Why have you come tonight? It's game over. The cup's already been won, surely.
Oh, absolutely, but you know, you've got to see it be lifted, so that's the whole point, the whole spirit of the cup.
Has it been won already, or is there a chance that Ricky here could go home dancing tonight?
There's no chance whatsoever.
What do you reckon to that? Because you've had that long trip over here. What's the thought of you and your fellow colleagues from Belfast? Because it's an uphill battle, isn't it?
Oh, it only takes 7 minutes to score 3 goals, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and you've done that before, as Lee's like, no. And it really would spoil the party, wouldn't it, for the Nottingham fans?
Oh, it would finish them off.
Have you a chance, though?
Of course we do.
OK, she's confident. 3 Challenge Cups in 3 years, that's a hell of an achievement for your team.
Absolutely, and we're going to prove it again tonight of why we are the best at what we do. So,
you tell me you're the best, but why is it you can win this Challenge Cup, but that league title remains so elusive?
it's a curse. It's just a curse. That's all it is. We'll break that.
Is tonight an inconvenience? Is tonight really? You don't want to be here. You want to be in the Odyssey on Friday, lifting that league tote.
Oh, we're looking forward to that, but today's a good game too.
Okay, and do you honestly think you can do it? You think there's a chance?
Of course we can. Watch, just watch.
Just watch. So if the Belfast Giants are to do it tonight, to spoil your night, who's the biggest threat for Belfast?
What, in the...
In terms of who can do the damage, will it be John Pell? Will it be Robert Dowd? Or is there nobody in Belfast that can help him?
If it's going to happen, it's going to be just fluke.
Just a fluke.
Yeah.
I think he's a little cocky, and I think he's a little self-assured. Is there a chance?
There's a chance. It's an act.
Okay, final prediction. Scoreline tonight.
4-1.
To the Panthers?
Yeah.
Scoreline tonight?
5-4 to the Giants.
There you go. Well, now let's see which one of these two's right. It's time. Second leg. Challenge Cup final between the Nottingham Panthers, yes we know madam, and the Belfast Giants.
If the Belfast Giants were to have any chance in this cup tie, they had to score the first goal. But Nottingham made a great start. First of all, Lakovic, then Lapine, and then Ryanen goes in on goal and scores his 5th goal of the season. What a start for Nottingham. They take a 6-1 aggregate lead, and they lead on the night by 1-0. Great goal from Ryanen. Now Nottingham in the ascendancy once more. Clark intercepts the play and goes behind the net. It then takes a bobble. Gordon cleverly passes to Myers. He goes behind the net. And one time, a trademark goal from David Clark in the slot. A trademark goal in a cup final. Nottingham leading by 2-0. and they surely were on their way, without a shadow of a doubt, to their third Challenge Cup success in 3 years. And they continue to go. Coming forward, left-hand side now they are. There's a spare man, it's Francis. There's Lakovic there. Ryan has a shot. It was credited to him initially, but it was then changed to Lakovic, who got the faintest of touches. It is 3-0 Nottingham. They're in party mode, and Doug Christensen called a timeout to calm things down. It worked because Belfast got a goal back, the rebound there for John Pele, so that makes it 3-1 on the night. Still a long way to go for the Belfast Giants because it's 8-2 on aggregate, but at least they get a goal back, and the night scoreline looks a bit better for them at the NIC. They continue to come forward and work hard, even into the second session. Much quieter second session, but look at this goal from Robert Dowd. What a goal from Robert Dowd. Probably the goal of the game as well, from left side on the power play. So 1-goal game on the night. Certainly things could still happen. Now, it was also quite feisty. Clark trying to get in on net there, but then Ryan in and Francis there. Peacock as well. Just a few punches thrown. It wasn't really fight time just yet. Kowalski just taking a breather and just having a look at proceedings. The fight was still to come. Now, Kowalski gets set upon, or a man falls on him, I think is the best way to describe that. Then the players begin to pair off, and suddenly Nielsen, the player coach, with Kuiper. Nielsen looking for his 4th trophy as Panthers player coach. He decides to have a go with Kuiper, not happy with what's been going on. The two of them exchange punches to start, then they start to wrestle. Kuiper trying to get some undercuts really to the body, that's the best that he can do, then tries to go over. Nielsen just trying to free his left glove, but the linesman, Paul Staniforth and Kieran O'Halloran break things up, and that's the end of that one. But I said it was feisty, and we will still see a bit more of that feistiness in the game, but Corey Nielsen will skate knowing that his side aren't far away. And in fact, from winning a 6th trophy, he won 2 as a player, and as I said, looking to win his 4th as player coach of the Nottingham Panthers. So Nottingham still in the ascendancy at this stage, 3-2, but Belfast kept on plugging away. And how does that one go in? Takes a deflection off Fox. Nottingham wanted a penalty because Levers was fouled, but Jeff Mason gets this one, 42-53. We're level then at the start of the 3rd session. So on the night, Nottingham and Giants are all square. Now Lakovic is fouled there. Michael Hicks gives a penalty, and we see a man going to the penalty box, Dignard. So Nottingham will have a 5-on-4 power play at this stage. Dignard not too happy about that one, but Nottingham very much in the ascendancy, as I say. And Nottingham here have a bit of coming together with their Belfast Giants counterparts. It's Ryan involved, and also Clark. They come together. Clark actually gets 2+2 for roughing for this incident, and Ryan gets 2. Now Francis trying to come away here from Peacock, and Michael Hicks thinks it's a goal-scoring opportunity. Francis hasn't got his shot away, so he calls for the penalty shot. Now in a recent game against Belfast, Francis scored 2 goals in a one-on-one situation effectively, so the money was on him to score here. He's been great for Nottingham in a breakaway situation. Here's the penalty shot. Can he score? Yes, he can. Clever move to the right-hand side. Nottingham take the lead on the night. And then on aggregate, it is Nottingham leading by 9-4. So can the party carry on? Now, what Doug Christensen does, he pulls his netminder. You've got to admire that. He just doesn't want to lose on the night. But it doesn't work because Panthers captain Danny Myers, who's to lift the Challenge Cup, puts it into an empty net. Final score on the night, Panthers 5, Belfast 3, and the Nottingham Panthers win the Challenge Cup 10-4 on aggregate.
Corey Nielsen, many congratulations. You can never get too much of this feeling, can you?
No, it's always exciting. I mean, this is probably the lowest it's been. I mean, just because of the situation that we were up the 4 goals, but the excitement's still there. It's still fun winning. It's still fun coaching and playing. So it's a great time right now.
The Nottingham Panthers just love this Challenge Cup, don't they?
The Nottingham Panthers are a big game team. I mean, Tuesday afternoon at 7:30 in Newcastle. We still got to learn that. We really do as a team, and me included, all of us. We got to get better at that, and that's where Belfast and these teams beat us. But in the big money games, the playoffs, the championships, we're there. We're the team to beat.
And as the coach and as the boss and as the leader of this team, how proud are you when you see all these smiling faces? You've made their nights. You've got to go on now and try and win that double for them as well.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, these fans, they're used to winning. It's a great group, a loyal group, and you heard them tonight. They were amazing, so loud, boisterous, and we got to win. That's 2 wins. It's the first time I've ever actually won the second game in a 2-leg series, so we're pretty pumped.
Okay, many congratulations. You go and enjoy. Cheers, Corey. Danny Myers, 3 Challenge Cups. Many congratulations. Look at this place. They love a winner here.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a Panther. I'm just very fortunate to be part of a team for the last 6 years, that the teammates that I've had, past and present, you know, this is what you live for, days like this.
The job was mainly done in Belfast, but it was important you came out and you really just put the nail in the coffin of the Giants, and you did that in the opening 10 minutes.
We felt like that we wanted to do it the right way. Previous Challenge Cups, we've actually lost the second leg, and we wanted to do it the right way. We haven't beaten Belfast at home this season. We came out flying. We done the job in the first period, and from then on, you know, they battled back like we knew they would, but the boys held out.
A team performance by the Panthers tonight. One Panther couldn't be here. Just show us the jersey. Jeff Arima was a huge part of your squad this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, Jeff was a great teammate. You know, the way it ended the season, and no one should ever go through that. And we're still thinking of Huck, and you know, hope you have a good recovery, Huck. This is for you, buddy.
Normally the Nottingham Panthers win the Challenge Cup. They go on to do the double. That has to be the aim for your squad now.
Well, you know, if we were to win the playoffs, we would have won 4 of the last 6, and we would have done that would be 7 trophies in 6 years. So things are pretty good in Pantherland right now.
They are indeed. Many congratulations. You go and enjoy. A big goal in a big game, and another medal for you.
Yeah, really pleased with how we performed tonight. Obviously, different kind of scenario going to a game like that, and I thought we handled it really well. So, yeah, pleased with the outcome.
Always important to get off to a good start, because if Belfast had got the couple, nerves would have set in. But really, you just hammered down, didn't you?
Yeah,
the Nottingham. Tell him not to do that on Mr.
They're a solid team. We knew we had to get out to a good start. We couldn't sit back on them because that's they thrive on being given opportunity. So, yeah, really pleased how it went. Good win.
You can never win too much. Look at this. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Amazing. This place, unreal. Winning it here. Real great feeling. I'm glad everyone got to see it. So good.
You're a man for a camera. They're just about to go and get the photographs taken. Don't miss out on that one, mate.
Well, an absolutely fantastic win for the Nottingham Panthers. We'll be back right after this break with a bit more action and reaction from tonight's win. See you then.
Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports.
Hello and welcome back to the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show here on Sky Sports, where we've just seen the Nottingham Panthers crowned the 2012 Challenge Cup champions. And Dave, Doug Christensen said earlier in his interview they needed that all-important first goal, and they just didn't get it. In fact, Nottingham, they had their dream start.
Well, it wasn't just the first goal that the Belfast Giants needed. They needed the first, the second, and preferably the third. They didn't get it, and the Nottingham Panthers just destroyed them in that opening 10 minutes. You know, it was 5-1 coming in here. It was always going to be an uphill task. But once it was 6, 7 and 8, pretty much it was, what time does the flight leave at East Midlands Airport tomorrow morning?
Still, the Belfast Giants, they did get back in the game slightly at the end of the first period, and then a couple more goals followed suit after that.
Well, Doug Christensen called that timeout, and I'm sure, Anna, the words he was using was, hold on a second, huge game on Friday. A game for a championship on Friday. Let's not embarrass ourselves here. We're a better team, we're a better club than this. And fair play. You know, every single one of the Belfast Giants players then did knuckle down and do an excellent job.
Because at one point, sort of halfway through the game, it seemed a little flat in here, didn't it? I mean, you were looking at your watch going, oh, is this game over? Are we done?
I think the problem here was the first leg at the Odyssey Arena. Nottingham just ruin the tie. Fair play to them. What a great job they did by beating the Belfast Giants 5-1. Nobody expected that. So once it was 6, 7 and 8, everybody was, okay, what time's the parade? Everybody wants to see the trophy lifted. You know, the great atmosphere that was in this building when Danny Myers lifted that trophy. And you have to tip your hat, don't you?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Everyone just so happy.
You do have to tip your hat as well, Anna, to Nottingham, because 4 in the last 5 years they've won this trophy. They're the first Elite League team to win it 3 times running. It's the second hardest trophy to win. And they keep on doing it repeatedly. So, yeah, you do have to doff your hat to them.
So what next for the Nottingham Panthers? I guess it's just focus on the playoffs for them, isn't it?
Well, the Nottingham Panthers have a habit of winning the playoffs after they've won the Challenge Cup. They've won it, 2 of the last 3 years here. And they are a dominant team. Anna, we've said it since September that when they play at their best, they are not the third, not the second. They are the number 1 team in this country. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if we're standing here in a few weeks' time and they've completed the double.
Is that a prediction from you?
I'm hoping it's not going to be, but you know what? It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Belfast Giants, so they've got something slightly more closer this weekend. Could be the league title for them.
Well, they just need 1 more point, Anna, and they could get that on Friday night against the Sheffield Steelers. Sheffield have to go to the Odyssey and win twice in regulation. So, you know what? If you're a bookmaker, you're going to be putting money on the Belfast Giants, lifting the Elite League crown this weekend, and a tremendous achievement. I think they've lost 7 games all year. Wow! Results then from Saturday the 10th of March. The Edinburgh Capitals going down in their first of 2 games against the Belfast Giants. Saturday was 6-3. Cardiff Devils beating the Coventry Blaze in overtime 3-2, whilst the Dundee Stars had a big win in Kirkcaldy, beating the Flyers 2-0. Hull Stingrays 1, the Nottingham Panthers 4, and the Sheffield Steelers 6, the Braehead Clan 2, rounded off Saturday's results. Flip forward 24 hours and a big win for the Coventry Blaze over the 5 Flyers, 7-1. Dundee getting their second shutout of the weekend, this time against the Braehead Clan 3-0. Belfast comfortable 8-0 victors in Edinburgh, and the Sheffield Steelers 4-0 over the Cardiff Devils. Moving on, Tuesday the 13th of March, the 5 Flyers with a big win over the Hull Stingrays. Hull still haven't got that playoff berth secured. As we will see when we look at the Elite League standings, Belfast and Sheffield, they'll fight out the championship this weekend at the Odyssey Arena. Cardiff look to have 4th place pretty much secured. Coventry and Braehead for 5th. Coventry have the easier running. Take a look though at 7, 8 and 9, any 2 from Hull, Dundee and Edinburgh to make the final 8 and the playoff quarter-finals.
So even though we're nearing the end of the season, there's still plenty of time to take in a game or 2. Here's what's coming to a rink near you this weekend. On Friday the 16th of March, it's the first of a double header. It's Belfast versus Sheffield, and on Saturday the 17th of March, it's Belfast versus Sheffield again. Sheffield needing 2 regulations wins there in order to keep the championship alive. Braehead, they're also taking on Fife, and it's Edinburgh versus Coventry. Move on 24 hours onto Sunday the 18th of March, and it's Dundee versus Coventry. Fife, they face Cardiff, and it's the Hull Stingrays versus the Sheffield Steelers. And Nottingham Panthers, they face the Braehead Clan. And finally, on Tuesday the 20th March, it's Cardiff versus Dundee. So Dave, as I just said there, the Sheffield Steelers, they need 2 regulation wins, but can they do it? Do I even need to ask you this?
Well, I'm hoping they do it, Anna. It's a long way to go if they don't, but you have to say the Belfast Giants are odds-on favourite to lift the Elite League crown this weekend. They only need a point. They only need to take Sheffield into overtime at the very worst once. Sheffield have only been to the Odyssey once this season, and it took them a penalty shot shootout win to beat the Giants. I expect Belfast to lift the Elite League crown this weekend, and it'll be thoroughly deserved because they've been an outstanding team and a consistent team all the way through the season. Saying that, the Sheffield Steelers have got a dressing room that have been there before. They go to Belfast with absolutely 0 pressure. They're not expected to come back with 4 points. And the Belfast Giants, well, they haven't won before. Their coach has talked the game, but he hasn't delivered before. We like Doug. We love Doug. He talks a great game, but now he's taken his team to the line. He's now got to carry him across it.
That should be a really, really exciting weekend.
Oh, it's going to be a great weekend, especially if Sheffield could win that first game on the Friday night. Then can you just imagine the atmosphere and the emotion on the Saturday night at the Odyssey?
Amazing. Another game, though, Edinburgh-Coventry. Edinburgh, they've only won 1 game in the last 16.
Well, if the Edinburgh Capitals are going to make the top 8, they have to beat the Coventry Blaze. This is a home game against the Blaze. They can't rely on that last game of the season against the 5 Flyers. They've got to pick up a victory between now and then. Saying that, if you only win 1 out of your last 16 games, you don't deserve to make the playoffs.
Strong words from you there.
Well, they don't. They haven't played well. They've had weak goaltending from Christmas. They should have made changes in that area, and the schedule benefited them. They played all the teams in their own division, if you like, at the start of the year, and it just hasn't worked out for them afterwards. They just haven't been good enough post-Christmas.
Well, you can see all the highlights from that weekend of action next Friday. That's the 23rd of March on Sky Sports 4 at 8 o'clock. Well, that's just about all we've got time for tonight. But Dave, very quickly, can you sum up tonight for me?
Well, tonight's about emotion, it's about passion, it's about excitement, it's about hope. And the Nottingham Panthers fans came with all those feelings today. In all fairness, the Challenge Cup was won, wasn't it, before they arrived here after that result at the Odyssey, but they came here to see their team deliver, to win. And there's no greater feeling as a fan, there's no greater feeling for your hockey club to lift that trophy, the first trophy of the year. You have to tip your hats to the Nottingham Panthers. They've won back to back to back Challenge Cups, the very first time in Elite League history that's been done. And to win this competition is tough once. To win it 3 out of 3 is incredible. Congratulations to them. The first trophy is gone. Maybe the second one will be won this weekend. Who knows? I hope it isn't, but it could well be. And then, of course, the third one back here at the beginning of April. Exciting times. This is the business end, Anna.
It certainly is, and I'm sure some celebrations will go well on into the night. Well-deserved celebrations.
Well, you have to celebrate. If there is a sober Nottingham Panthers player tomorrow morning, shame on him, because this is what you work hard for. As that group that get together at the beginning of August, that don't know each other in that dressing room, and they strive for these goals of lifting a championship, and every single one, and not only the players but the staff as well that work hard behind the scenes, from your equipment managers to your trainers to your promotion people, your managers, your owners. Celebrate this, because it's a great feeling when you win.
Enjoy those sore heads, boys. Well, we'll see you next week for plenty more hockey action. Thank you for Dave and myself for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Rapid Solicitors, sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Accident compensation and medical negligence claims.